Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. In today's session, we are going to start Term 2. We will discuss Unit 1 of History of Classics, Vedic culture in North India and Megalithic cultures in South India. This is part 1 of the series. Come dears, let us learn. Before going into today's class, let us understand what are the learning objectives of this unit. We will try to know the origin and migration of Aryans into India. We will identify the sources of study relating to the Vedic age. We will try to understand the evolution of political, economic and the religious structures in Rigvedic and later Vedic societies. To locate the regions inhabited by both early and later Vedic people. To make the differences between early and later Vedic periods. To understand the megalithic or Iron Age culture in Tamil Nadu. Children, do you know what is Vedic age? Yes, it is a period in the history of India between 1500 BCE and 600 BC. It gets its name from the four Vedas. So Vedic age is a period in history that is belonging to 1500 BC to 600 BC. Dears, the first phase of urbanization in India came to an end with the decline of the Indus civilization. We learned that the Indus civilization was well advanced of their age, and the first phase of urbanization, that is modernization, they had very good standard of living, which shows they were so rich people. And the new era called Vedic age began with the arrival of Aryans. As the Aryans came into India, another age started and it is called as a Vedic age. We learned that the new era called Vedic age began with the arrival of Aryans. Now who were the Aryans? The Aryans were Indo-Aryan language-speaking, semi-nomadic pastoralists. That is, they spoke half Indian and half Aryan language, and they were semi-nomadic pastoralists. Nomadic people are people who wander around in search of food, and they were pastoralists. They had little bit of cattle rearing, and it could include the various forms of cattle like the camels, goats, yaks, reindeers, horse and sheep. They came from Central Asia in several waves of migration. Their origin was Central Asia, and through different various stages of migration, that is various times of migration, they came through the Khyber Pass, Khyber, Khyber Pass of Hindu Kush mountains. There are mountain ranges called as Hindu Kush, and you have a pass there called as Khyber Pass, where you have the mountains in the low area. So they came through those pass. Though cattle rearing was a main occupation, they also practiced slash and burn agriculture. They had the practice of doing slash and burn agriculture. That is, they had the field and they used to burn the leftovers to grow the next set of plants. That is called as slash and burn agriculture. So Aryans were Indo-Aryan language speaking, semi-nomadic pastoralists who came from Central Asia through the Khyber Pass of Hindu Kush mountains. What is slash and burn agriculture? It is a farming method that involves clearing the land by cutting and burning all the trees and plants on it. Whatever trees and plants are there in the land, they cut it off and they burn it. Cultivation is done there for a short time and then abandoned. After doing cultivation for one or two times, it is abandoned. People then move to a new piece of land for cultivation. So that kind of cultivation is called as slash and burn agriculture. This causes a lot of pollution, and you can see whatever trees are available, they are felled before they can plant the other ones. They never replant it and just move on to the next place. On the map, you can find the extent of Vedic culture. The green shaded portion shows the early Vedic period and the yellow shaded portion shows the later Vedic period. On the map, you can find the extent of Vedic culture. The green shaded portion shows the early Vedic period and the yellow shaded portion shows the later Vedic period. Dear children, the Aryans of Rigvedic period were semi-nomadic. I told you they were kind of roaming around people. They were basically pastoral people with cattle as their main source of wealth. They were rearing cattle and it was their main source of wealth. In the Rigvedic times, the Aryan homeland was the Punjab, which was at that time called as Sapta Sindhu. Saptasindhu, Sapta Sindhu, the land of seven rivers. So Punjab was known as land of seven rivers. Around 1000 BCE, Aryans in India moved eastward and settled in Indo-Gangetic plain. So later on they got settled in the Indo-Gangetic plain. They went in search of plains as the rivers over there dried up. Use of iron axes and plows became widespread. Now let us learn the time, spread and sources of the Vedic period. The geographical range was North India. The period was the Iron Age. The time was 1500 BC to 600 BC. Sources about them was Vedic literature. The nature of civilization was rural. Do you know, children, the names of four Vedas? They are Rig, R-I-G, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Y-A-J-U-R, Rajur, Sama Veda, S-A-M-A, Sama, and Atharva Veda, A-T-H-A-R-V-A. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. These are the four Vedas. How do we know about the Vedic period? From the Vedic literature. Vedic literature can be classified into two broad categories. They are Shrutis and Smritis. Shrutis comprises the four Vedas, the Brahmanas, the Aranyakas and the Upanishads. Brahmanas, 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 Aranyakas, Aranykas, Aranyakas, and the Upanishads, Upanishads, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. They are considered sacred, eternal, and unquestionable truth. So they are sacred, that is very divine, they are eternal, lifelong, and they are unquestionable truth. Shruti means listening or unwritten ones that were transmitted orally through generations. They were spread through the oral means. They were recited and learned by heart. Smritis are body of text containing teachings on religions such as Idihasas, Puranas, Tantras and Agamas. Smriti are not eternal. They are constantly revised. Smriti means definite and written literature. So they are unwritten literature which is spread through orally and written literature which are transmitted in the form of writings. And the Shrutis are considered to be sacred, eternal and unquestionable truth. The Vedic texts can be divided into Shruti and Smriti. Shruti are the four Vedas, the Brahmanas, Aranyakas and the Upanishads. The Smriti are the Idihasas, which include Ramayana and Mahabharata, Sutras, Dharma Sustra, Manusmriti and Narada Smriti. Puranas include Shiva Purana and Vishnu Purana. The various archaeological sources are the material remains such as the iron implements and pottery from the archaeological sites in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan along the Indus and the Ganges. Our national motto Satyameva Jayate, truth alone triumphs, is taken from the Mundaka Upanishad. Dear children, the Vedic age can be classified into two phases. They are the early or the Rig Vedic period, that is 1500 to 1000 BC, and the later Vedic period, that is 1000 to 600 BC. Before winding up today's session, let us have a recap. In this session, we discussed about the Vedic age and how the beginning of Vedic age started with the migration of the Aryans. In the next session, we will discuss about the Vedic culture. Time for worksheet. Worksheet number 1. Roman number 1, fill in the blanks. Question number 1. Aryans first settled in dash region. Aryans first settled in dash region. Question number 2. Aryans came from dash. Aryans came from dash. Question number 3. Our national motto Satyameva Jayate is taken from dash. Our national motto Satyameva Jayate is taken from dash. Roman number 2. Answer in 1 or 2 sentences. Question number 1. Name the 4 Vedas. Name the 4 Vedas. With that, we wind up today's session, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay blessed. With that, we wind up today's session, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay blessed.